Hi folks, we're going to talk about the movement of the month for June and July, which is shoulder mobility. We're going to talk about a pattern that we call hand behind back. That's the ability to get your hand behind your back. We're also going to talk about hand behind the head, which is the ability to reach behind the head. Those things are important. You do them all the time. If you're lacking mobility in one of the components of those movements, or if there's part of that that's hard for you, exercise associated with that movement as well as daily life might predispose certain areas to injury, especially the shoulders themselves. So the first one, we call that hand behind the back. You reach your arm up behind your back. We consider it to be normal for you to be able to get your fingertips to the tip of the shoulder blade on the other side without a lot of winging, which is when the shoulder blade kind of peels away from the body. You can see that a little bit in my shoulder when I do that. If the shoulder blade looks like it's popping away from the body, with the arm back there, it's a sign of some instability in the shoulder blade, which could be improved upon. But in order to get the arm back there, there's several things that you need to have. You need shoulder extension. You need to be able to get your arm behind your body. You need elbow flexion. You need to be able to bring your thumb up to the shoulder. You also need shoulder internal rotation, which is rotating the arm toward the midline like that. And then the last piece, which we sometimes easily forget about, is that there needs to be thoracic or upper back extension. The part of the spine that's in between my hands right now had better straighten up and even rotate a little bit in order for me to get my hand back here in a healthy way. If any one of those pieces is lacking, it puts some structures in the shoulder at more risk for injury. The pattern in the other direction, getting the hand behind the head, looks like this. You need to be able to reach your hand up behind the head and touch the shoulder blade on the other side. In order to do that, you need to have good shoulder flexion. Get the arm over your head with like the bicep next to the ear. You need to be able to bend the elbow, but in this case, we need to be able to bend the elbow with the arm elevated. So the tricep muscle needs to be long enough to allow the elbow to get bent completely with the upper arm elevated. It's different than when it's down here. There also needs to be a good external rotation or outward rotation of the arm. And then again, the thoracic extension rotation. So all those pieces are going to be part of the exercises that we work on this month. For June and July. The shoulder mobility warm-ups that we posted for week 5 of BRIC are our starting point. That's where we're working on getting the shoulders ready for exercise, and all of the thoracic mobility exercises that we've worked on so far this year are our other building block for good shoulder mobility. The thoracic spine is the hinge pin. It needs to work well in order for the other stuff connected to it to function like it needs to. So stay tuned for more exercises on shoulder mobility. Every week there's going to be new tricks that you can add in. Careful with the shoulders. Make sure they're warmed up well whenever there are exercises like pull-ups, push-ups, wall balls, shoulder press, anything where the arms are going to be going over the head or there's a lot of load on the arms. There needs to be all those pieces that we talked about: thoracic mobility, scapular shoulder blade stability, and good movement of the shoulder joint itself. So the warm-ups can really help get the body ready for those lifts and those higher level exercises. Hit me up with any questions and stay tuned.